Viewers, today there was high drama inside Karnataka Assembly. Karnataka Governor Thawar Chand Gehlot decided to suddenly end his customary address to the joint session of the state legislature at the Vidhana Soudha. He just refused to read the entire speech that was prepared by the Siddaramaiah government. That is the rule. There were dramatic scenes in the assembly which you can also see on screens right now. After reading precisely 2 lines, the governor staged a walkout from the assembly. Everything is on camera. There was sloganeering. Congress MLAs and MLCs tried to stop the governor. They urged him to complete the speech. But the governor did not stop. Congress MLC B.K. Hariprasad also attempted to confront the governor of Karnataka. The marshals had to forcibly push him aside. Basically, there was a lot of drama that happened inside the assembly today. Now, viewers, this comes a day after the governor's office expressed reservation over 11 paragraphs in the speech that was prepared by the state government. These paragraphs, according to governor's office, targeted the centre over VB Ramji and a couple of other issues. For example, funding to Karnataka by centre, etc. Now, viewers, this comes 2 days after Tamil Nadu governor walked out of the assembly without delivering his address. He walked out of the assembly because of government's refusal to play national anthem. We will get you those visuals as well. How we are seeing literally this tussle brewing between the governor and the government in especially opposition ruled states. I gave you the example of Tamil Nadu that was reported on Tuesday. Then on the other hand, in Kerala, his counterpart, Rajendra Arlekar, was accused of omitting portions of the speech cleared by Kerala cabinet. Now, interestingly, viewers, all 3 states where we have seen a tussle between the governor and the government are opposition-ruled states. We already know the equation in Bengal between the government and the governor. Hence, the question is, who is at fault here? Is it the governor or the state government? Is it just a coincidence or part of a deliberate design? That's what we plan to discuss in this edition of Blueprint Explosive Exclusive. But before that, let's tell you how the Karnataka government reacted. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah said that the governor has violated the constitutional principles and the government now is mulling a legal recourse. Listen in.
Has not discharged its responsibilities as prescribed by the Indian Constitution. We are going to protest against the attitude of the Speaker. Governor, sorry. We are examining to approach the Supreme Court or not.
Who is violating Article 176 and 163? All we have stated is facts in our governor's speech. We are talking about the VB Gramji, we are talking about Manrega being repealed, the Panchayat powers being repealed, we are talking about how there is the minimum wages have been cut off, and what the Chief Minister has gone and met the Prime Minister, briefed him on our issues, given him a letter. That's what we have put even in the speech. Not a single line of fiction is there in it. Where is he getting his orders from?
It is against the Constitution. We got to protest against the people who go against the Constitution.
They've demanded your suspension, saying
well,
that you acted like a local
they have no words. They don't have the vocabulary to face me. Always they keep, because when they do it, it is a very same thing. When we protest, they use all kinds of words. And you can see, I don't want to show my back. They have torn my clothes and all. Who has done this? Should I say the governor has done, or the Bharatiya Janata Party has done, or Amit Shah has told these people to attack me? You can just see, this is what they have done. They are the biggest goons. They are trained under the RSS. They are provocated by the RSS.
I demand Honorable Chief Minister Siddaramaiah should seek apology regarding the attitude of the ruling MLA and MLCs, and he should also take strict action. Speaker also should also look into the matter. He should take action against those MLA and MLCs who are trying to stop and who are trying to attack governor.
So the point that we are going to be discussing this evening is that why is it a problem in opposition rule states only? Who is really crossing the line? Because it keeps happening. So is MK Stalin's decision to consider a constitutional amendment to junk the customary address right? But we've always had opposition rule states in the country, and it wasn't such a big headache earlier. So why are we seeing these issues coming up now again and again? Let's discuss this with our guests who are joining us on the debate this evening. GS Prashanth, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party; Pattabhi Ram Komareddy, national spokesperson of the TDP; Dr. Pullarao, who is a political analyst. We also have with us Dr. Nikul Patel, who is leader of the Congress Party. Good evening to all of you. Thank you for joining us here on Blueprint Explosive Exclusive this evening. GS Prashanth, to you first. I mean, if you see the pattern here, there is something that's happening in the opposition rule states, which the people of this country are concerned about, because it's a constant tussle that we are witnessing between the governor and the state government. In last 1 week, we have seen 3 opposition rule states facing exactly the same issue. So I want to begin by asking you, who's really at fault here?
Good evening, Heena. Firstly, the governor is not a spokesperson of the ruling party. That has to be understood by everybody. Governor is discharging his duty as a constitutional head and is not an official spokesperson of the ruling party. Now, you look at Tamil Nadu, you look at Kerala, you look at Karnataka. On separate occasions, have raised issues about their states being treated differently and that they're not getting the grants, so on and so forth, despite they being allegations which are being made. For example, in the state of Karnataka, Congress has been raising the issue of devolution of taxes and stating that central government is denying them something. But it is Article 280 of the Constitution, wherein the Finance Commission is a constitutional authority which decides the devolution of taxes. So when the Karnataka government now writes in the governor's speech that injustice has been meted out, are you saying that it is when the Finance Commission has acted in accordance with Article 280 of the Constitution, can the Karnataka government say that there is injustice meted out to Karnataka? Which means they have violated the Constitution straight away there. That is on one point. And point number 2, insofar as the governor's speech is concerned, when you look at Article 176 of the Constitution, though it says that the governor shall address, there are judgments of the Supreme Court and the Privy Council for the last 100 years to say wherever the term used is shall, it is not always mandatory that he shall do it. And the courts have interpreted on multiple occasions, including the Calcutta High Court in Abdul Ghafar's case, to say that wherever irrelevant passages are there or words that are not required for the conduct of the legislative assembly business need not be read out by the governor. Okay. So therefore, when the Congress or the left or the DMK to continue their political agenda, trying to use the constitutional office to settle scores with the center, this is not on. This is constitutional impropriety by all the 3 states.
That's a big charge.
If they have issues,
Dr. Pullarao, that's come from the BJP. A constitutional position is, being misused by the governments in the opposition ruled states. And he has also cited, Mr. GS Prashanth has cited some previous judgments as well. How will you like to respond?
There's not enough time for me to quote a whole slew of judgments, not only from the Indian Constitution, Indian Parliament, I am an Indian Supreme Court, or from the British courts, British House of Lords, which governs our Constitution. It wasn't a good sight to see the governors walk out. Forget the laws. Anybody can produce. I'll show you the judgment. Show me the person. Why? It wasn't a good thing. Why is the governor in Telangana, Andhra Pradesh not doing this? Why is the governor in Himachal not doing this? Why did President Kovind, President Murmu, when they were governors of non-BJP states, they behaved with the highest decorum and they were rewarded with becoming president? I don't believe, whatever my friend may say, I don't disagree or agree. Is it a good sight? Is it a good precedent?
What is your charge here? What is your understanding of what's happening? What's happening in these 3 opposition ruled states where we are witnessing this tussle constant face-off between the government and the governor. Every assembly session beginning of January, exactly the same scenes are repeated.
Your governor has to read out what the state government writes. I'll give you one instance more. One time when Jayalalitha was chief minister of Tamil Nadu, the governor was one Rammohan Rao. She had made... I never interrupted you when you spoke.
No, Mr. Pullarao.
No, you're not the governor, you're not the MLA. Don't correct me.
One at a time,
You don't have
gentlemen.
the
It's a
stature to
very,
correct
very
me.
important subject
You don't
that we
have
are
the stature
discussing
knowledge.
today.
Listen, I listen to you.
Okay, very quickly,
Listen,
Dr.
please.
Pullarao, make your point.
Okay, the governor was Rammohan Rao. Chief minister was Jayalalitha. She included a lot of vituperative stuff against Karnataka. The governor sent word saying, why are you doing this? Making my task impossible. She erased the words. Did the governors call the chief minister and say, hey, let us try to settle this nicely? No. That's their job. They are not military governors. They're constitutional governors. They're not a governor in Pakistan. They're governors in India. Why don't you talk to the chief ministers? I'm not saying the chief
Pattabhi
ministers
Ram
are evil.
Komareddy, why is it only happening in the opposition rule states? And do you agree with the point that Dr. Pullarao has made?
Heena, good evening to you and to my fellow panelists. See, your statement that why is it happening only in the opposition rule states is not entirely correct. There are opposition rule states where there is absolutely no confrontation between the governor and the government. For example, you take Telangana. Jishnudev Verma ji, the honorable governor in Telangana, is working beautifully with the Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy. Revanth Reddy ji invited him to inaugurate the Telangana Rising Summit. He went, and both as a team, they projected the state. The honorable governor wanted Telangana to grow under the leadership of the government, the honorable chief minister there. So to say that it is happening in every opposition rule state is not correct. So see, my point is, Heena, the responsibility
It may not be
lies
happening
on
in
both
every
the...
opposition rule states, but in opposition rule states, definitely this is happening.
No, what I'm trying to say is, Heena, the responsibility of smooth functioning lies both with the government and also the honorable governor. Both of them should work as a team, you know, that kind of a communication, mutual respect, that should be there. See, we've been in governance many times, my party and my leader. Only once we had an issue way back when our founding leader NTR ji, his government was dismissed by the then Governor Ramlal in '84. That was the time when we had an issue with the governor. But after that, you know, we've continuously worked with various governors and we never had any issue.
Okay.
So, see, the responsibility lies at both the ends for smooth functioning.
Well, absolutely. Dr. Nikul Patel, isn't that a fair point as well that Pattabhi Ram Komareddy has made, that there is no problem in Telangana? It's Congress party that's in power.
See, how confrontation has erupted. Over here, the governor had walked out from the assembly, and that is not fair. That is what all our elected representatives want to say. And if a governor is a constitutional position and some article refers to that, he has to address the session, then he must address. He can speak whatever is given to him.
But, you know, a night before his address, his office raised concerns over at least 11 paragraphs. Shouldn't the government then also address those concerns? I mean, what is this way of saying that we are now going to consider a legal recourse here? And in Tamil Nadu also, we have seen the chief minister saying that, you know, he'll approach the like-minded parties to see if a constitutional amendment can be brought in so that, you know, the states get to completely do away with this customary address of the governor.
See, you cannot say that it is a customary address to the state, but you can say that it's a part of his aid and advice of the Council of Ministers under constitutional provision. Even the Supreme Court, in the case of Nabam Rabia in 2016, said that the governor has not any discretion of putting his things. But definitely, if he is feeling that there is something which is not as per his point of view, then he has a due right to put to the government, and they can.
So that's exactly what he did, Dr. Nikul Patel. He had concerns, but they weren't really addressed. The government wanted him to read a particular speech. And by the way, you still haven't answered my question as to why there is no problem at all with Telangana. ताली एक हाथ से तो बजती नहीं है.
So if you want to only point out that it is a fault of a government, then I think
I'm just trying to seek answers. Because, for me, as a citizen of this country, it is definitely a cause of concern if we see dramatic scenes like this. I mean, what happened in Karnataka Assembly today was quite shocking. Just look at the visuals. I mean, is that what we expect of our representatives? I mean, we raise questions when sloganeering, ruckus happens during the winter session or other sessions of parliaments as well. We've done it in the last session of parliament. So in assembly also, when we witness these scenes, I mean, we do get bothered as citizens as well, and we need answers.
Yeah, definitely. If you see, the people who are at the floor are definitely the representative of the people from the state, and the government is pursuing activities in the entire year. And it's the responsibility of the governor to address the things which are given to him on the aid and advice of the minister. Okay. But if the governor is not representing it, and then if he walks out from the assembly, that's not correct. This is a part of protest.
G S Prashanth, how will you like to respond? Quickly, 10 seconds, please.
Yes, Heena, again, Nikul Patel was talking about one thing. I want to remind him about Shamsher Singh versus State of Punjab Supreme Court judgment, wherein the Supreme Court says that the advice and counsel of the Council of Ministers cannot be interpreted in a manner that strips the governor of his constitutional responsibility or conscience. And the aid and advice cannot be stretched to compel the governor to act against constitutional propriety, which means when Karnataka government wants to challenge Article 280 of the Constitution saying that Finance Commission has decided about the grants to be given to the devolution of taxes, and if the Congress government says that that is illegal or the center is politicizing that, which means you are going against Article 280 and the Finance Commission under the constitutional authority, the governor has every right to reject it because there is a conscience and his constitutional responsibility cannot be abdicated because of political sloganeering.
Well, we've got arguments from both the sides here, viewers, and we let the viewers now decide on what is really happening in these three states specifically and who is really at fault. And, of course, we'll be getting you all the updates from there because the Karnataka government has also decided to approach the courts. They are considering some kind of a legal recourse here. So we'll see what happens there. For now, thank you very much, all of you gentlemen, for joining us here on this debate.